super rad Radcast. We're actually at Grogette's living room interviewing Josh, the owner of the whole show. So we'll launch right into it. You want to just give us a history, inspirations for this, how everything started?
Yeah. So me and my goofy friends, we like going to shows. We were going to a lot of shows, like probably House kind of is a big influence. We would just go to some shows there, and then
Well, they wound up finding you one of the PAs, right, after you play one?
yeah, no, they've helped us out a couple times with equipment stuff. But we funny thing, this used to be a wall here, and my spot, because it's like kind of central. Me and my friends would all come hang here, and we would just talk about it. We're like, yo, we could totally do a show here. And then we knocked down the wall, and we were like, we could definitely do a show here. And yeah, I think it was we were talking with Czech Hotel a lot at that first one about running it, and then Susan's hopped on a bill, and we just ran it. It went well. Everybody had a good time. People started asking when the next one was. Suddenly, we have had like 25 more.
So yeah, I mean it's a great spot for it because you're not even. I'm not gonna dox anything, but there's such a big, just spacious, like major roads. And like a big ass like lot and everything behind it where the noise travels so fucking low. So I guess yeah, out of those 25 though, what would your top 3 be?
I mean the third one we had with Cardiac, that band from Switzerland, like that's already crazy. Like
That was only the third one, really?
That was our third show
Holy
ever.
Shit.
And suddenly we're like international. So like that stands, and like shout out those guys. They're just like really cool dudes. They had a really good time.
Well, how'd they wind up hearing about the venue actually?
Well, they were on tour with Junko.
Oh, okay.
So Junko actually kind of just hooked that up. They were like Junko. Shout out Junko. They love this space too. They've supported a lot and helped get a lot of shows happening here. Keo Nashi, that shit was crazy. That's like the biggest band we've had.
Yeah,
because
I didn't make that one, but I remember you're like, yeah, you gotta like get here early. We're gonna like actually like take pre-registers for tickets and shit.
Yeah, we were like thinking of it. We didn't end up actually doing that. That's a funny thing too, right? Like some of these shows, like capacity here is about 80 people, but when we get to that point where it's like full, and if you've been here, like it's in the hallway. You can't even get into like the room where the music is. If people start showing up at that point still, we just like kind of tell them like, yo, we're like technically at capacity. You can pull up still if you want and like try to get in there, but that's what you're dealing with, like I don't want to turn anyone away if they've like made their whole way down here, you know. So a third band though was number 3. Anything with Junko, like those guys, they just always rip it.
Oh yeah.
They like own this space when they play here.
I feel like you'd collapse the floor if you had Junko and Czech Hotel on a bill together. It would just be a full house the entire night.
And the fucking Spider-Man too. Like,
oh, that was so fucking iconic. Or was it Four City Satire? They wrote that article about it after. Is Grogette's actually a death cult with human spider hybrids?
That was so funny.
That was Sam from No Exceptions, right?
Yeah. I'm actually in a death cult.
Oh,
which
really?
was funny. Like they made that.
Did they know?
No, they just made that as like a joke. But then I was like, yo, you guys are actually kind of like.
You want to elaborate on this death cult?
I do LARPing.
Oh, okay. It's a LARP death cult.
But like, I don't know. It's like legit. Like, it's not like a death cult like you'd think. Like, it's not like sacrificing baby goats or whatever. Like, it's more of like a group of people that appreciates death, and a lot of it has to do with like group grieving and loss and being able to like accept and let go.
So it's kind of along the same lines of like satanic temple kind of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds sketchy, but it's actually pretty wholesome.
Based as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess after the death cult reveal, we'll move on to. You have any like terrible experiences here, bad shit, that kind of stuff, or?
Surprisingly, no. Like, there's the odd person who gets too drunk, and we just like, there's so many people here. Like, it's such a good scene. Like, everybody looks out for each other.
Yeah, once in a blue moon, some dumbass think they could sneak a line in the bathroom or something. But for
I don't think even that's happening. I think people, it might be. I've heard like people have said like, there's no confirmation, but like, sus.
Yeah.
but then like, you know, restate the boundaries, and everybody knows those rules and respects the fact that they can come here to my house and that we're able to do this. So
yeah. And it's always been such like a positive space, just every show. It's always, and I guess that kind of speaks to the London scene in general, because it's such a like combined scene. With, you look at like the Dog Pit, that's like Rare Candies, right? It's like a rap venue, but it's still like such a combined thing. You guys book noise bands here, fucking jazz bands here, all kinds of shit. It's just such a like meshed community, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's a lot of people. They're just like trying to. A lot of people hit my DMs and they're like, "Yo, love what you're doing. We want to do something there, and if we can squeeze a day in," I'm like, "Yeah, let's run it." So that's how it kind of stays so eclectic too. It's just a lot of people reaching out. Oh
yeah, a lot of word of mouth, that kind of shit, right? So I guess moving on to your favorite bands to work with that aren't Junko or Czech Hotel, because we retread that like 47 times.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Polluted, and like when I started coming out to a lot of shows in London, it's like post-COVID, I was seeing like Polluted, Mental State, Lovers.
Oh yeah.
And like, what was that SWAT called? The fucking
765?
No, the other one. Macaroni.
Oh, the Marconi. Yeah. Oh boy.
Macaroni.
Oh, we can dive into that in a bit if you want. Because
that's where like I met like a lot of the homies, and I was bringing Grogette to the shows.
Yeah, because that's where she got really popular.
Yeah, and she like had some fans, and her Instagram account like started just as like a goofy little, let's have like a funny fan page for this celeb alien, and she started actually getting fans, and then we started doing shows, and she became like the de facto mascot.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like my fucking guy over there, Hash Brown Online, Grogette Online on Instagram.
Shout out Hash Brown.
Yeah, it's little fucking like little dude online, except I actually sleep with him because I'm mentally ill. But yeah, because that Marconi scene, that, were you around for 765 at all?
No.
Okay, so right during COVID, like that summer 2020, there was a ton of shows at 765, which has since closed. It was over by the fairgrounds. And that is kind of where I saw everyone play for the first time. 2019, Polluted did 2 or 3 shows there before COVID really hit. And then that completely reset the scene. So you had, because did Junko like restart after COVID? Because I didn't hear anything from them for a while, and I thought they were a new band, but they've been putting shit out since like 2017.
Yeah, I'm not too aware. I don't know. I'd have to ask Jack.
Because there's like that kind of stuff. I think there was a band called like Fiends, Clean Clothes. There was a whole other cast of bands before COVID, and then
actually the first one I remember seeing like Polluted and all those guys was at your house.
Yeah.
So like shout out Ryan. Back in
the college days. Yeah.
Like that's what's up.
Yeah, but yeah, no, because that Marconi scene was the DIY version of that 765 scene after it closed. So that was the big 4 with like Ave Noir, Mental State, Polluted, and Lovers. And yeah, because Lovers used to be Shady Bunch, they renamed that 765, and then I kind of just, that was basically the day that really started, was the Lovers renaming, I think.
Yeah, everyone in those bands, they're always like so supportive too, and if I'm ever like struggling for a bill or something, I know like people are down to come play and help me out.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because there's so many, like I said, it's such a vibrant fucking scene. There's so much here. But yeah, I mean, other bands that you like to work with, or
fuck, off the top of my head, Gabby and the Wets.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're great. Okay, so
they're just fun.
Favorite out of town band?
Out of town band. I feel like I can't say Keonashi, because like I didn't even know Keonashi before they got booked here, but like since then I've become like such a big fan of their work. Like their shit goes so hard. It's like really deep, like storytelling. The lyricism's on point. But they're like huge, so I feel like I gotta shout out like some smaller bands. You know, the guys in Street Justice are really nice. Love what they stand for. Whenever they play a show here in London too, they come to see me at my work in the vegan restaurant.
Hell yeah. I mean, Damn It Goldie, you've booked them a couple times, right?
Yeah.
Where the second time, it was like a full house. The first time was like me, 6 other people. I went home and I had to pull drinks. I drank so much. So I was like juice. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are fun.
Yeah,
they're real nice.
Fucking great guys.
I remember last time they played here, their singer, his name's also Josh, I believe.
And he's vegan.
And we drunkenly wandered to the store across the street and just like had like one of those like drunk store adventures together.
Yeah.
It was fun.
You know, they're really good guys, those guys.
And his card declined and I had to spot
yeah. Average hardcore band.
It was funny.
So, I guess, yeah, you're just the success of the venue. How's that kind of affected your life? Like, just in general, how do you feel about it?
I mean, it's crazy. Like when we posted that we were back doing shows again this year, like books open, like instantly got like 200 notifications, like 20 plus messages.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, there's like a lot of people who are trying to come in here, so like that's cool. It's just like a little chaotic, and I didn't like look at my phone for 2 days after posting, so I was like, oh, there's so much. But yeah, you take it as it comes, and somehow I managed to keep my sanity. I don't know, I'm like a line cook, you know, I kind of thrive in chaos, so it makes sense for me.
Well, you ever consider getting maybe like a second booker or something, just to take a little bit of the load off you, just like set up shows or anything? Is that something you could see yourself doing in the future?
Like maybe. I feel like if we ever move to like a legit venue, I don't know, I kind of like just having my hands on everything.
Complete DIY, yeah, I totally respect that. Because, yeah, I remember when I did my house show, I was panicky the entire time until I drank an entire fucking bottle of wine. But, yeah, the booze helps. So, I guess, yeah, moving on, kind of expanding on that, would you say the hardest part of the venue, it's the just kind of like the overwhelm for booking, or?
Yeah, or just, like, moving my furniture around all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's been nice having the time off, because I just actually got to leave my couch in the living room, and chill there. For a while, we were just having show after show after show, so I didn't even bother setting living room back up. But like, it's whatever. I love doing the shit, so I'm not like upset about it. And you know, I could stop at any time too if it ever became too much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a threat. Respect the venue is going to stop. That's a threat.
I probably won't though.
It probably won't, but it could happen. Respect the venue anyway.
I would say another challenge though, I think this is more like a personal thing for me, but it's just like drinking.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be cool to see like people push for sober shows a bit more too. And like, I'm not gonna fucking ever shit on somebody for drinking at a show, because I do it too. But like, I know a lot of my friends struggle with like active addiction, and that's part of the reason why we have like no drug policy and stuff, because we want to keep this space safe. So I don't know, maybe we should do a show sometime that's like,
yeah, booking some like straight edge bands or something.
No BYOB.
Yeah,
let's
Potty
get some
Green or
straight.
something. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, BYOW. Bring your own fucking water.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we did tread on this a little bit. But how's it been like interacting with all the other venues? I know we talked about Probably House and Dog Pit, but I guess looking more at like Edie over at like Rum Runners and Music Hall, some like the Richmond Tavern, those kind of guys. How's the reception of that been?
Yeah, I mean, like, shout out all of those guys. Like, I talked to Edie. He definitely respects what we're doing. I know there's like sometimes I almost feel like I'm treading on his toes a bit, where it's like, if I have a show here, it's taken away from some other event that he's having. But, you know, people are going to go where they want to go anyways. Yeah. And again, we've talked, he doesn't have a problem with it. He thinks it's cool. When I'm like going out and stuff, it's like weird. Like, so many people know who I am, which like I've never experienced before. You know, like, people are like dapping me up and like buying me drinks and shit. And
yeah,
I'm like,
getting
all right,
like local celebrity status. Yeah.
I don't remember meeting you. I don't remember your
name. No, literally. No, because I'll fucking go to shows and meet people and say, oh, you're the guy from Super Rad, occasionally, but it's more just like, oh, you're that guy who I met at the show who like thrashed around in the pit, and I'm like, yeah, buddy, because I'm like 8 beers deep when I'm meeting people, right? So, fuck, maybe those sober shows might be a good call then. Yeah. Remember people's fucking names. But yeah, I mean, shit, other venues too. You spoke to them, like Richmond Tavern, that kind of stuff, or?
Not really Richmond. Like, I know people at Diver, and it's just like knowing people who work. If you go to these places, you know, like, you can chill with the staff.
Yeah,
like, they're all pretty nice people. Poacher's Arms, everyone there. Like, that's my bar that I go to, you know, so they just know me. They know what I order when I go in. I don't even have
regular
to.
There, yeah.
Yeah, they're all cool people. I think if we ever have like something where I'm like actually worried about too much capacity, it would be easy to like get in contact with them and set something up.
So you might even at some point start looking into like maybe booking for other venues through the Grogettes brand. That's something you're looking into, or?
I've been thinking about it. Well, and like for fundraiser shows too, like it kind of sucks if you have a shitty capacity limit if you're trying to do like a fundraiser. Because like when they did, DFC did the Palestine show with Street Justice recently, they raised like $5,000. And I know like no matter what we do here, we never be able to get that much.
Yeah, even with pay what you can, right? It's if you're going to these shows, I'm not saying it's like everyone's broke, but it's you're not getting like a guy driving a Lamborghini up, kind of thing.
Except for me.
Yeah, except for Josh. Josh actually has like lives in like a 12-car garage under this place. It's fucked.
I got a Glock in the Rari.
17 shots, no 38. But yeah, I guess that's kind of what I have for questions about the venue. No, let's talk about you. So this kind of music, how'd you, not even just like locally, but just in general, like harsher music, punk, that kind of stuff, how'd you kind of get into that sort of stuff?
Like I'm an OG emo kid. Like I had my iPod Nano on the school bus blasting Bring Me the Horizon. And like my first CD, well, I stole it from my sister. And I had like my Walkman CD with Under the Cork Tree, Fall Out Boy. That's probably like my top album of all time just because it's literally the first CD that I listened to.
I'm the same way with like Iowa and like Blood Mountain by Mastodon.
And like, you know, like back then too, like a lot of, there's like emo resurgence right now and people are like getting back into it. But it's like kind of weird because like I was there in like 2008 at Warped Tour and like it was a different time. But yeah, I've always been into like alternative music in general. So when COVID ended, I was just excited to go out again. And I was like, oh, there's a show happening. Well, I'll go check out like these local bands. And everybody's like, London's like surprisingly decent. Like there's a ton of bands here and they're all pretty fucking good. Surprisingly. Like you'd expect to hear like a lot more shitty bands. You know,
I've been saying for years, like if some label gets a booker out here, like Fat Records or something, someone's going up, and then everyone else is following. Yeah, and on top of that, everyone's just so close. Like all these bands respect and like each other. I think a couple of years ago, I was talking to Matt from Spinster, and he described a lot of other scenes as crabs in a bucket. Whereas the London scene, a lot of the other out of town bands that come through, it's all just mutual help, mutual respect. Yes, I'll lend you my pedal. Yeah, you can borrow our mic. No questions asked, right?
I mean, we've all been in that position where there's like multiple shows happening in one night, and you have to choose. Fuck. Like, I can't go to all of them, but yeah.
You run around, go to catch like 6 songs from each. Fuck. You LARP. You want to talk about that a bit?
Oh, LARPing. Yeah. I've been doing that for like 6-7 years. Oh, maybe 8 years. I travel around to the States and I'll go to like these events where you have people from all over. Like I'm coming down from Canada to like some fucking campground in Illinois, middle of nowhere. You get like 500 to 600 people camping out for like 5 days, and you wake up, everybody goes to the field, beats the shit out of each other for a day, and you go like party later. You know, there's like a big party vibe happening.
Oh yeah.
Especially everybody's like getting all dressed up and silly, right? But it's fun though. It's like, I feel it's funny because it's like role play, right? But I feel like when I go to LARP events, I'm more myself than I am anywhere else because it's a place that's like removed from reality, you know? And when you have like that freedom to just like dress however you want, be whoever you want, and everybody around you is cool because they're all doing the same thing, like it's really wholesome. And I've made some of the best friends I ever have through LARPing.
Yeah, I kind of catch that vibe because I do airsoft, and it's not traveling. It's like Buddy's Barn, but it's like, I don't know, getting to like actually like wear my tactical gear and shit and all that surplus, just like yell and shit, get really into it. It's a lot of fun, but I'm assuming like a foam sword's gonna hurt less than a fucking like airsoft round to the eye.
You'd be surprised. Some of those people, they swing hard.
True, yeah, no, because I think I LARPed for like a month in high school with some friends just out behind like a forest. And yeah, one guy slams another guy in the face with a sword, and all of a sudden it's all over. One guy's crying, someone's going to the hospital.
Yeah,
Mom, come pick me up.
we have like the game I play. It's called Bellagarth, and there's like rules about the thickness of like the padding and like the material and core that you make your weapons out of, so it can be as safe as possible. But there's inherent risk when you're participating in mutual combat.
Yeah, because the stuff that we did that was all like DIY, we had one guy who really made this stuff, and it was PVC piping with like foam around it and then duct tape.
Yeah, the duct tape makes it hurt a lot more.
Yeah, that's kind of what we realized real quick. But yeah, because I've seen the stuff you have. It's like mostly cloth on it, right? So
it's like it's the same density foam as like a camp pad, and then like a fabric cover, and like I know you can make those from scratch pretty easily. I just pick up ones from the events who people live like actual warehouses to make really nice ones.
Oh shit! Okay, so they have like whole industries around this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. This is like, I never even realized it myself, but like, LARPing is like a huge rabbit hole, and you'd think like it's some like niche like, oh, like only a handful of people doing this. There's a fuck ton of people doing this. Like, if you ever look into it deeper, like the stuff they do in Europe is even crazier.
You wanna go into that a bit?
Well, like they have like castles and shit there, right?
Oh shit, really? So like a lot of these old historical sites.
Yeah, there would be like LARPs in these like castles. It's like so legit. I don't know. That's like a dream to get out there.
I mean, some of the airsoft too, like a lot of those like old battlefields and stuff. I think they'll use them occasionally. So they have like actual like old World War II bunkers and shit, with, like fucking Private Ivan's dried blood on the wall or something. But yeah, no, I mean that's dope as hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, completely changing topic, but have you seen the news about the new London budget? If you want to jump into that for a bit.
What, with the police?
The whole thing with the cops. They sent them out to like
I don't know. It's disgusting.
Dubai. Yeah.
There's no words for it that really do it any justice for how shitty it is, and without like giving too much about the location of this place away, like it is in like one of the rougher areas of London. So like I'm seeing these people on the streets every day, and we all know like the last thing they need is like
a tank, but not the fucking Bearcat for the SWAT guys.
More fucking
right?
ability to harass the homeless people and disrupt their encampments and shit. It's just weird that like it's so backwards that the city wants to put funding into those kinds of things, and like a lot of people are upset because they de facto made a cut to like the arts budget as well.
Yeah, which is wild. Because that affected like the library, all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah,
so.
All these like spaces for people to actually get out and like do things with their life, to not like hate it so much and be creative and have that outlet.
Well, that's part of why these like DIY venues are so fucking important, because cop budgets can't really affect this place unless they start like having fucking X-ray tech and really give a shit. But
yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of obvious when we're doing shows here, they could shut it down whenever they want.
Yeah, true. They just don't, because it's reasonable.
There's like a lot of other stuff going on I think they'd rather mess around with.
Yeah, which I mean, at least they somewhat have their priorities, but...
Or maybe we're just getting real lucky. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the two. I mean, you have one singular anonymous noise complaint, which could have been from anyone, that you posted up in the fucking wall in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that still up there?
Yeah.
Nice. You gotta frame that shit and put it like right beside Randy Savage. Have Randy Savage hold it.
Yeah.
I think that's the move. Noise complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snap into a noise complaint.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I think like one of the people, I think it was in 40 Henny, they were saying that like someone on the street was like telling them to shut the fuck up, and so they like told them to shut the fuck up. I feel like that person might have been the one who called it in just to be a shit.
That sounds like Joey. That sounds like something Joey do.
They told me that, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny little thing. I mean, how many... Do you know if, Dog Pit's probably too new, but has Foam Dome before it closed, or the Probably House ever had any issues like that with a couple like anonymous noise complaints here and there? Because they've been going for years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, when we got the noise complaint, I, like, posted about it, and the Foam Dome reached out to me and kind of said, like, yo, like, this happens, but, like, you don't really have to worry about it unless it, like, keeps happening, you know? Like, if it's just one, like, the thing is, if someone calls and complains, they have to deliver that notice
Yeah.
as part of, like, procedure, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do anything. It's
Yeah,
just, like,
it's just a piece of paper.
hey,
It says
someone complained.
Yeah, so it could have easily just been some band that didn't get booked on the show they wanted or something.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. Which, I mean, we were talking about a topic earlier. Do you want to dive into that at all?
Sorry?
The topic we were talking about right before we started. I don't want to, like, if you don't want to talk about it. It's not like a you personal thing, but with that one band.
Oh, well, it's just, like, shitty band people.
Yeah, specifically. You know what? I'm not worried about it, but it's up to you if we want to talk about it.
Well, we don't have to get too much into it. Like, if you're a shitty person in a band, people are gonna know, and people are not gonna want to hang out with you.
Yeah, if
So-
you're a drummer with charges against you, you should shut up and stop playing. And on that note, do you want to plug anything? Anything coming up? The first show of the year. That's what,
Yeah.
next month?
We got March 21st, Junko Daydream, Polluted, Wiener Kebab. Bring your
Banger
cowboy
lineup,
boots,
insane
bring your
lineup.
cowboy hat, bring your 6-shooter. We're shooting at the cops. I'm just kidding.
That's how this venue gets shut down.
Yeah, no, fuck. We have another one. I'm probably going to post about it today, but the following week. Both these shows are on Thursdays.
Well, I mean, if you're posting about it today, you might as well drop, because this is going to drop to like next
it's
Monday.
going to be Fura from Toronto. I've never heard of them myself personally, but they have like 20,000 followers. So shout out Fura. They're coming to play. They'll be playing with Pot is Drugs, Velvet Chair Girl, and in August.
Oh, okay, yeah, in August. Yeah, shout out in August, actually. They don't get enough
Yeah.
attention. I don't hear anyone talk about them. They're a fucking really cool
Them's
pop
the
punk
homies.
band. Yeah, they're fucking great guys. So, yeah, I mean, fuck, I guess last question. Any merch? Is that something that could be happening soon? Some Grogette merch?
Yes. Got a couple of designs that we're working on. Talking to some people about best places to go get stuff printed. I actually know some people who work in these shops, so it's basically like a money thing. As soon as I have like enough stupid money to spend on silly merch, then I can get some and we can start putting it out. But yeah, it'll be coming. If you want to support the venue that way, then we can it'll be nice to have like some physical merchandise, because I don't take a cut for these shows, right?
Yeah.
I never started doing this to like capitalize on the scene. I just love doing it. So, but it would be nice to give people an option to support the venue directly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know there's been occasional hits of like little merch. Shout out Dewdrop Photography, Jasmine.
Yeah, they made some
Yeah,
stickers.
she did a run of stickers. I think that's all that's happened, because I know there's like little, like, I think Logan painted a mural up there, and there's like little art that comes out on Instagram every now and then. But yeah, so yeah, look forward to some official
yeah, some t-shirts, some stickers, some
and I mean, speaking of
buttons.
t-shirts, I don't know if we'll ever get these officially printed, but we do have,
The
at least
Super
me and
Rad.
Macy have a Super Rad shirt, so
Hell yeah.
if there's some interest, we can look into getting those printed. That's our little plug. But yeah, thanks. Fuck, man. Thanks for having me over.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll catch you next time. I don't know what's even fucking planned. I'm too lazy to look at the calendar. But yeah, look out for another show next week. Not going to be a podcast until next month, but yeah. Okay, bye.